How's it going? My name is Mike Souza, RKC instructor, owner of Full Force Personal Training here with NorCal MMA, here to give you guys the workout tip of the week. What I'm going to do is throughout the weeks I'm going to go through kettlebell progressions with you. Kettlebells are an awesome tool, but not too many people really know how to use them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down for you guys week by week and show you guys how to basically use them correctly. So the workout for today is the deadlift. It's a great exercise to start with. It shows a lot of power through your hips. It's a great beginning exercise to learn, especially if you're a fighter, you need to generate that hip power. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate a couple exercises of different variations of deadlifts that you can do and show you how to do it correctly. So basically a lot of people, what they want to do is when they do deadlifts, they want to do a lot of squatting motion. They want to come here and squat down, and they want to kind of use more of their legs or their quads when they lift, which isn't the case. A deadlift is basically you're folding in half and you're using your hips. You're loading your hamstrings and you're pushing your butt back and you're creating a flat back. A lot of people come down and lift like this with kettlebells, like kind of like a squat, which isn't right, okay? What you want to do is you want to stand right in the middle of the belt. You want your arcs of your feet right in line with the handle, okay? What you're going to do is kind of use your hands like a karate chop, and what you want to do is you want to chop your hips and fold in half and create a nice flat back. You don't want to be rounded at the back. You want to create a nice flat back, so pinch your shoulder blades together, but you also don't want to sink your butt, so you don't want your knees to be over your feet. You want your knees to be over your ankles, so you want your shin straight up and down. You want to flex your lats, you want to roll your shoulders back and keep your butt up in the air. Flex your back as tight as you can and hold this position. Hold this position until you feel comfortable that you're actually in it. If you're in here and if you're trying to get the deadlift going on, you're just going to cause injury, which isn't cool, okay? So what you want to do is you want to push those shins back, roll the shoulders back and engage your lats. You want to create a nice tightness from your shoulders to your hips. Pack your lats. Now what you're going to do is you're going to push through the ground. You're not going to be basically just lifting up and then arcing. What you're going to do is you're going to push through the ground and stand up and lock everything out. You're going to pull your knees up to your hips, you're going to tuck your tailbone underneath, and you're going to flex your abs, and at the same time, roll your shoulders back. So what it looks like, you're going to be right here, shins back, engage your lats, chest open, nice and tall, nice and tight. Slowly drop your hips, keep your butt back, keep the kettlebell, try to touch the kettlebell to your heels, okay? This is very important because what we want to do is we just don't want to fall over with the kettlebell and use our back. We want to load our hips. If you can touch the kettlebell with your to your heels, that means you're using your hips properly. And if you're just folding over like this, that means you're using your lower back and injury is going to occur. So what you want to do is chest open, shin back, engage your lats, nice and tall, nice and tight. You should be at your tightest position right here. You should not be loose, okay? Tight, nice and tall, load your hips, try to touch the kettlebell to your heels, keep your armpits tight, butt up in the air, okay? Chest open, nice and tight. Slowly come down, butt up in the air, nice and slow coming down. Don't just drop the weight, okay? Don't let the weight control you, have you control the weight. Very, very important. Okay, that's the standard deadlift. What you could do is you could do a one-arm deadlift where you just use one arm engaged, pack your lats, kettlebell still in the middle of your hips, nice and tall, shins up, nice and tall, nice and tight. Slowly come down, keep everything tight. Now this is very cool because what this does is your nervous system has to control an asymmetrical side. So what happens is one side of my body is all the load and the other side is loose. So you have a diagonal pattern of tightness, so you have to really keep your core tight. You have to keep everything else tight. Right here, pack your lat, chest open, nice and tall, nice and tight. Slowly come down, load your hips, just like that. That's a progression towards it. What you could also do is you can do what's called a suitcase deadlift, where you bring the kettlebell to the outside. Same thing, have it right in line with the arcs of your feet. Chest open, load your hips, shins up, pack your lats, nice Nice and tall, nice and tight. Now I'm working the weights on the outside, so now I have an off-centered motion. I'm off-centered, so my body's gonna wanna take me towards the weight. So I have to flex here in order to keep this nice and tall. So same thing, chest open, come down, pack your lats, nice and tight, okay? Slowly load the hips, set it down. This is more of a functional move. If you notice, it kind of simulates picking up luggage, picking up something off the ground that a lot of people do, okay? This was a 53-pound kettlebell. There's many different weights to kettlebells. If you want to start off doing it, I suggest doing a 35-pound bell. This is 53. We got all sides of bells here. But we also have 70s. We have double 106s. These are called beasts. You can also do double bell work, okay? So eventually, yeah, the 35-pounder is going to feel light, but it's all about technique. All about technique. So make sure you get the technique down before you progress up weight. So eventually, okay, they only make a 106-pound kettlebell, so if a lot of people can lift that on their own. So what you do is you initiate double bells. So this is 206-pound, 48-kilo bell, so it's 212-pound deadlift. Same rule applies. You're just going to take a little bit wider stance, load your hips, nothing else changes here. But now I'm going to have to just exert more force because obviously it's heavier. Pack the lats, shins up. Really make sure these lats are packed. A lot of people, when they lift, they're right here, and they disengage the lats and they want to shrug when they use the weight. You never want to shrug because when you shrug, you're activating your upper traps, your lower traps don't get activated, and you're going to cause a lot of back pain, cause a lot of shoulder pain too. So really roll those back, kind of like simulate squeezing your armpits. That's what I usually tell my clients, is squeeze your armpits. Pack those lats, shins up, nice and tall, nice and tight, okay? Come down, nice and slow, boom. Notice this is almost at my heels. I didn't just fall over and let the bell sit, okay? One more time. Pack the lats, butt up, nice and tight, nice and tall. Slowly come down, keep your armpits engaged, butt up, set it down. The exercise isn't done until you step away, so make sure you just don't roll down, whoo, I'm all done, okay? So this is the exercise tip of the week, the deadlift. Practice your deadlifts. This is a great base exercise to get into kettlebells. Thank you for joining NorCal MMA and Full Force Personal Training. I'm Mike Souza, Russian kettlebell instructor. Stay tuned until next time. Thank you.